Make sure I get this shit right. It's your boy K-blao Hood X. All right, this is a very special edition of Godspeed with brother Poemoe, and we're gonna be bringing you some very secret information. I just want to give him the proper introduction because I ain't never heard nobody break this information down. Like matter of fact, I never even heard this information before until you know what I'm saying. You broke this down to me, which is another chamber from when we graduated from the Hood X League. We went into what was called Intergalactic Talk, which is basically a different energy from what you see with the Hood X Lit. And a lot of people didn't know that we had moved from over from the Hood X Lit in the Intergalactical Talk. So I just want to give this brother a proper introduction and let him explain not only what Intergalactical Talk is, but also tonight's topic, which is what's called Orion in the Hood, and what both of these topics mean and why it's important that people take time out of their day and just get a brief understanding of what this is. So without no further ado, I want to introduce Brother Poemoe from Godspeed. What's up, fam? Floor is yours.
What up, family? Well, yeah, pretty much, this is something you got to. Intergalactical Talk is a new series, not even a series, because that used to be for entertainment purpose. That's under the age of Pisces, when we were just entertaining, or we really wasn't, but motherfuckers was taking it as entertainment. But this is like, this real, just to get it out there to the people, you know what I'm saying? This is something you got to know, and the only way we can see fit, to help you understand is that you have to use your imagination. That's the gateway. That's the only way in to understanding the intergalactical talk is through the imagination. Through the imagination, after you have absorbed it with the imagination, then it will become evident in your life. But you can't get to that point unless you use the imagination. You know what I'm saying? You got to break free of that shit you was told, what they told you is real, what they told you ain't real, because you really don't fucking know. You know what I'm talking about? Now, this intergalactical shit is like entities, you know what I'm saying? Just to give you a brief synopsis. They bigger than the Illuminati. They created the Illuminati. These, white motherfuckers ain't this smart. So just by knowing this, you already know they had to have some type of help, you know what I'm saying? Niggas in the hood go through synchronized bullshit, you know what I'm saying? This ain't just no shit a nigga can do at home. This is some space shit. This is some future technology, how a nigga just go outside, get into it with his wife. He got a rock 8-ball in his pocket. Just so happens he drive down the street, left his license at home. The police just so happen to pull him over in jail. Come on. So, go ahead. You got any more questions?
So when you saying all the energy you talking about, when like what you just said, like okay, in the hood, a nigga get into it with his wife, he drive down the street, got 8-ball in his hand, end up going to jail. How does that influenced by Orion?
How?
Yeah. Like what are you saying? What's one of the agendas of the Orion group?
Okay, a Orion group is a negative intergalactical entity, so to speak. We'll know it in Earth terms. You know what I'm saying? This would be the bad guys, according to Earth. They want to control us and use us as slaves. You know what I'm saying? Do it as they may, but they don't have no physical form. You know what I'm saying? They trying to Earth in the density that we own and the density they own don't match. But they are aware of us, and we're not aware of them. So they're trying to match our density to be able to touch, taste, and feel. So all this technology, more technology is being geared towards them being able to manifest into our reality, you know what I'm saying, so to speak. And how does it play out in the hood? Look at a nigga reality. Look at how the world, every time a nigga, the nigga just look up, just so happen, go quick. There's a video, and in the storm there's a hurricane, and you got the niggas breaking in the Foot Locker still in the gym shoes. I mean, that's Orion. That mentality is Orion. Here we is in the hurricane, life and death, or really the God and the Noah's Ark, something bigger than, but niggas think, well, let me go get me a pair of Jordans. So that just goes to show you how Orion plays into the subconscious of the black man or in the hood, you know what I'm saying? How some intergalactical shit can come all the way from outer space under some alien act, some Gravian act, some what is it, Area 251 type shit, all the way to the motherfucking hood. I mean, but that's alien technology mind program. These niggas are actually in a hurricane, still in Jordans.
So, my channel, I talk a lot about the zodiac with Earth, Wind, Water, and Fire. How do Orion play out through the different signs? You know what I'm saying? The zodiac, you got the Earth people, the water people, the fighting people.
With, right? They use that. They use that. They use the zodiac. That's part of their weaponry. Whether you know it or not, they're using it. Whether people say we believe in it or not, they're using it. And then each zodiac holds a certain chemical balance and imbalance, or a certain element about itself that can be either tweaked for higher purposes or de-tweaked for lower purposes. So the water element is emotional. So they tend to use more of the water sign because of the emotional aspect, because it matches their technology or the external bullshit they kick it.
Mm.
Right. So therefore they put us under the water nature. So the water nature is childish. So they enhance that in that they create the atmosphere like that to make the people more childish, more immature, not accountable for their actions type shit. They like that. Then by emotions, they can read. If I can send out frequencies and signals that can control your emotions, then I can control you. But that's old technology. They didn't upgrade it now. When you look at a move ring, they just threw that out there to show you. If I know these moves and I see you with these moves and I'm looking at a computer screen on my digital hologram and I see, okay, I say, Blau, put this block right there next to this person. I'm looking at you, you just look like a beam of light. So I put this right there, the external reaction. So I put this block next to you. I see your mode turn purple. Purple means you're thinking. So I take that away. I put this block next to you and you turn red. I say, okay, I'm gonna use that. What is that? What is that block? They go into the block. This is aggravation. This is loss of wages, shit like that. So therefore, if I keep putting this next to you, all I got to do is just put this next to you and you turn red. This is all I need. Then I see another light turn red. So now it's flaming, you know what I'm saying? Now I know, okay, what is that? And then another human that they created say that's anger. And he said, okay, let's watch that again. And they keep experimenting like this. This is but then they tried different zodiacs. They didn't know at first, so they went through different people. And they said the fire repelled. The fire acted like the shit was a competition. It kind of was like, okay, thought it was a game when they was moving the blocks. So then they said the air, it started figuring out the blocks and manipulating the blocks back to them. So that didn't work. The earth wasn't moving. It was stubborn. It wasn't going. It was in its own form. But the water was steady reacting in a way to the blocks that they can just keep manipulating it. So they say if I do this block for 30 days, keep making this nigga turn red for 30 days, it'll start turning red on its own. They notice. You see what I'm saying? So they tried to figure out, well, what is that? What is that? And as they studied, they realized certain seasons, it was certain modes of being that we were. If we was brought into this certain season, time or weather pattern, then you were this type of way. You were this type of way. So they converted it into learning our language, understanding that this is a zodiac. This is what they call the zodiac. Now by the zodiac, we can separate them, So what it is, the water element, we're going to go with that because that's more matching our technology. So what is that? That is rainy, watery, moist, chemtrails, a gloomy, rainy day. So we create chemtrails, the atmosphere going. By putting us in that atmosphere, it's like being born in March all your damn life, So that's just really an example of why would they use certain zodiacs, because they know they studied, they knew that was more compatible to the technology.
So how the technology, you saying that well, let me ask you this. Who are the people that's making the technology and what is the goal of the technology? Like scientists and shit like this, and the German scientists and
Through imagination, let's go to a galaxy far away, and there's an entity called Orion and the Dracons, and these are two brothers that kick it, and they do ruthless shit all day, and they got their ass set on Earth, so they come on down to Earth, and under the Adam and Eve Act, the snake in the garden, they had to study the mind, to study the woman, study the man, but they knew the man was more resistant to the bullshit, but the woman wasn't. So they say, okay, now that the Adam and Eve, since they first got here, let's use the woman. Maybe we can get to him through her. So they practiced on that, and they did. They had to accomplish that. You see what I'm saying? So now they study man, they study woman, and then they say we need a race, we need a being. So then they come up with Yakub, and he created it, and they manipulate Yakub right and left brain to create the idea to create another being. And this being that's being created through Yakub is a being to which they can enter these type of people and do their bidding and do their thing. It's more easier puppets, because the black man on the supreme mode was not a good puppet. It didn't work. You know what I'm saying? So now you come out with the brown and then white and then albino cross over to white. Now that was more, they grabbed that. Let's see, can we integrate our technology and our spirit basically our frequency into them. And then they say, okay, it's a perfect match. We can do this because they're like the matrix there. They don't have what brothers got. So now that they're a new being and we can enter our frequency easily into them, let's put them on top. So let's give them dabs of new technology in order to kill the Chinaman, in order to kill the black man. You know, he didn't do it on his own. They had new technology. So once they got them on the top, you come up with the monarch, Queen Elizabeth, the Brit and shit. So now through them, we're going to keep on blue bloods, blue beam. We're going to keep on procreating and keep a hierarchy, like you say, a weird hierarchy, you know, a weird, what you call it?
Like a ranking system,
Ranking system. Through them, we come up with ranking systems. So now they got their hands in the earth where they can actually touch, taste. They so engulfed in it, their technology is so ruthless, they can actually, just by channeling, they can actually live through these motherfuckers. So when you see these motherfuckers' eyes blinking real fast, that means they're being channeled. Or they are a fucking robot or AI entity, you know what I'm saying? Mm. So what it got to do with in the hood is when you come back to brothers' life, where you come like a nigga like damn, you know, brothers, the shit they go to, just give me some examples. Help me with that. Be my news right now. Give me some examples of what I be talking about that you see Orion footprint on it in a nigga life.
Shit like, I mean, really, in all aspects, especially like the church, you see it in the aspect of like, you know, niggas trying to get over on each other, you know, with money and shit. Niggas playing each other for money. Niggas playing each other, you know what I'm saying, for fame. Or like niggas making music and shit, or trying to do a project and niggas be snaking each other. Shit, you see it, I mean, everywhere. Shit, you pick, I mean, shit, you could, there's a million ways that you see this shit. You see what I'm saying?
So if I put you under the Orion Axe, if I put you under the frequency, which is we're going to use the water element and enhance that into every nature or in every zodiac, and so if I put the overall temperature as the water act, now you see why the west side the way it is, and everybody going against the grain.
It's a you turn that frequency. I mean, really, you turn up all the frequencies. I can see under the water act, they keep you under the emotional act, and you could turn that frequency up. Everybody's super emotional. It's the same shit like when it get hot as hell outside. Everybody get hot as hell. They be ready to fucking snap on each other. You know what I'm saying? Everybody get super emotional, super irritated. Then you got the chemtrails going and shit. It's like a giant ass motherfucking experiment. You know what I'm saying? You got everybody eating the bullshit food. You see what I'm saying? Thinking on the lower vibration. And you got the music playing with the music got a lower vibration to it.
So that's all Orion based. So go back to the blocks. If I keep putting these blocks in, I want this type of color or this type of mold out of a person. So they gonna put this block right here. So they got this person in red on an everyday basis, light red, just red.
That's like McDonald's. You look at the big ass McDonald's burger. I mean, the big ass McDonald's logo and shit, big red and yellow ass. You know what I'm saying?
Now you look at the blue beam. Now their code is blue beam. Now we thinking when we see blue, that Facebook blue, that Joe Osteen blue. When you start noticing the blue beam, that's what we call reload. Reload, ready, set, go, like load up, and they run that. And that's who part of their ordinance is the blue beam. Them the ones like the captains. Then when you see the ones that don't really have the blue beam and all that going, they just regular matrix crackers that made it. But it's the ranking system, like Tyler Perry. He had to bow down to Joel Osteen under the blue beam act. You know what I'm saying? Under the Orion. When you watch Joel Osteen, he be blinking his ass off. He's a motherfucking android. Really, he's being channeled. He's what they put into play. The reason he can work the magic is because he is the fucking illusion. You look at his setup; it's all blue, and you watch him when he blink. Come on, that's the download. Who the fuck really talking? How can you talk and blink? But let's go back to the hood. So how does it play in the hood? Is when you see motherfuckers in the chicken store fighting. They swinging on each other, railing over some chicken. They going at it. On at each other. Now that's the Orion effect. That's this blueprint. That's what they created. You are a being that which they created. That what they couldn't control. Look what they did. They turned it out and made it into that. Remember in the beginning they couldn't get through you. So they had to create something so they can control you. And now look at you. You see what I'm saying? So in the hood you got niggas going through shit where synchronized bullshit. Shit niggas that they only can see but they can't speak about. Like the only way this shit can be real is how's the white man doing it? He can't do this. That's that Orion shit. How the hell did I get over here and just so happen? Okay, I'm gonna show you an example on the Orion shit. Go to Fruitvale Station. I'm gonna let you use that. That's Orion, perfect setup. Fruitful station. From the time he woke up to the time he was telling his wife he wanted to chill, to the time he was on the wind up getting killed. That's Orion right there. That's like how it works.
What you mean it's Orion? Though you say synchronized bullshit. It sounds like you trying to say something, but it ain't. You know what I'm saying? Clear and what like in the you saying synchronized bullshit, and then you know what I'm saying? I understand the movie you trying to tell me, but like what's like when you say
Okay,
Orion?
well, you gotta consider this. Who else can put this shit into play? You got the man is telling, his female he don't really want to go. He got a feeling, but the baby, and she say no, come on. And then just so happened the mama say don't drive, take the bus. He said all right, I take the bus. So just so happened the bus he get into it with the nigga that he seen in jail. Am I correct? He just so happened to be there. That's what kicked it off. Like, nigga, don't I remember you? And then the white lady, she just so happened to be there about the fish. And just all like, wow, really, this all too synchronized. So when you like, the white man can't do that. No, because nigga, that's alien interference. Am I making myself clear? Am I clear so far? You got three elements. The lady with the fish just so happened to be on the same motherfucking bus on New Year's, all these people, and the nigga he got into it with from jail.
So
To
how
where
does
he
this
was
play out on
talking
a
about.
day-to-day basis? How does this play out in
That was a day-to-day basis, and the nigga wind up dead. You talking about how to play out on a day-to-day basis?
Nah,
That
I'm
was a
saying
day-to-day
like
basis.
so if I'm a air sign, Orion gonna hit me differently than the way they gonna hit a water sign versus a earth sign versus a fire sign. So I'm
Yes,
just
they
trying to
are.
see in a situation, right? So like if I'm me as an air sign, like okay, so how do Orion come at me?
Well, Orion will come at you with a whole bunch of thoughts of ideas that could be done. On top of things, a list of things that you told people you had to do, and another list of things that you have to do. So you have a whole bunch of things going on, and
Hmm.
there's no there's no like time. So you'll run into a lot of situations where niggas wasting your time. You run into a lot of niggas in a situation where you sitting there talking about actually doing something, and this nigga just kicking the bobo. So they build that red block, they build that frustration right there to put you in the red. They know if your thing time, they're gonna always have you around niggas wasting your time. So now they keep the red around you, And then what they do is iterate you with the water because you under the law, you like nigga, if you do this, this happens. And there's accountability in your chamber. But when you start seeing a motherfucker who is weaving past the law, like I can do this, and then I can get up here and do this, and be like this, and then there's no law. It irritates you, so they got them and study pushing with another block, a whole bunch of niggas who lawless. You know what I'm saying?
Damn.
And
So
they
how do
keep
it play out in the earth chamber? How do Orion come out in the earth reading?
where he give them a whole bunch of raw pain. You know what I'm saying? Like financial shit, financial woes and shit like that, or just instability. You know what I'm saying? He take that motherfucker and he put them around like the earth. He put them in a situation like this. He just be sitting there, and as you know, somebody said he did something. Let me give you an example of Farrakhan, the UN. The UN sent a letter to Farrakhan saying, "Nigga, you can't come here." And then he's sitting under the earth chamber like, nigga, I had no intentions on coming there. What the fuck is y'all on? Or how is this? And they said, oh, yeah, Farrakhan's is sending threats to the UN. And he's like, wait, hold on. That's our chamber. Just the moment we react to some bullshit, it's on and cracking. So our thing is not to even move because unmoved. We can't move even though we see it sitting there. We can't even respond to this shit.
Okay, so what about the fire chamber? How do Orion look in the fire reading?
Well, they do them through the ego. You know what I'm saying? Let people around them boost their ego. So over time, they had them do a whole bunch of shit that they used to get away with to the point where it's more obvious now, and they still doing the bullshit. You know, it's like I see through your bullshit, but they don't know you can see through your bullshit. So they turn the fire is social. So they turn the fire element into loneliness. So what they'll do is always put a fire motherfucker around a lame motherfucker, and the fire motherfucker always be kind of snapping, you know, all down, like that.
So what about the
You gotta understand. They putting everything under the water banner, just off the element. That's why you see the chemtrail. They making it always fall, like March weather. They keeping it always like that. Under that type of motherfucker, you're susceptible, you're gullible, you under you think about it, the Joe Osteen Act. You can do that in this type of weather, in his weather. You can do that.
So the World War II, when they was locking all the Jews up and all that shit, what was that, like a test run for Orion, when they was doing all type of experiments and shit on the motherfuckers and shit like that?
Connection. They made a connection with one that understood. Like Hitler was on that shit. They like, oh, this nigga want to know. It was almost like me and a god body making agreements with him. You know what I'm saying?
Damn.
So they were getting it cracking.
What about the technology and shit, like, or the TV and all? What about the TV and the MK Ultra, all that type of shit? What's all that shit?
On the surface, it looked like entertainment before, but when you go that high up in the galaxy in the sky, you realize it's not entertainment, it's weaponry. You know what I'm saying? And in the end, you realize it's a certain form of weaponry. The TV is holographic. They know that I can sit here and suspend you like you say. You choose to believe this shit is real. And then under the suspended breath, I can send you through the drama. And then in that drama, it gonna play out in your subconscious. And then when it play out in your subconscious, it play out in your reality. So it's like a boomerang effect. But you don't know this. You know what I'm saying? You gotta remember that in the Egyptian scriptures, it was against the law to write and draw images because they knew the effects of just that one image. Now imagine how many flickers is an image, bro? How many flickers is one image on the TV? Is it
it's like 100? No, it's like 24.
Okay, now you imagine that going like that at a rate of speed of what?
24 frames a second. For 1 second, okay. 24 frames.
Now, one picture say 1,000 words. What do you think they're doing with all that 24 frames a second? Come on, man. Yeah. So that's how the TV play into effect. That's why you got people acting the way they act, and you logically can't really understand it. Like, there's a lot of brothers you help, there's a lot of brothers I help, but then as we helping them, we knowing that once Orion find out, they gonna come jump in their body and they gonna stab us in our back. Now imagine you knowing this, but what do you do to prevent this or even, bring this shit out before it happens? But it's fucked up how it always happens. You gotta think, what is that? What is the Judas mind state? That's Orion. I'm gonna kick it with Jesus and then try to kill Jesus. You see what I'm saying? That's Orion shit. That's for the God bodies. We run into plenty of players like that. It's the effect of where they don't take heed to what you're saying. They just take the emotional value or how it sound. It's all commercial. So they'll get mad at you for helping them.
Because they want to be they want to be seen as the head of the.
They want your slot. It's just me. Remember, I posted in the Orion mind frame one of it is the me attitude. Me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's the shorty with all the candy. And then instead of sharing it, it just wants you to know that he got all this candy and ain't giving you shit. That's that right there. And that shit gets older. So as it get older, we be kicking knowledge, you know what I'm saying? And we'll catch Orion jumping in niggas that be coming for us talking about, y'all shit old, y'all shit ain't, it'd be weird. Like, and then we'll catch the nigga that we just put on to an unseen entity, put him on, and then they'll turn around and say some goofy shit like, he said you stole his bounty in 1994. I need to know the truth. And you like, wait a minute, I just gave you a catalog of light to save your life, and you talking about a brownie? This is the Orion mind frame, Joe. It'd be like, you need somebody to talk to because they'll play with niggas like this. Orion is connected to the magnet or the prison or the mental institution.
So you was telling me how there's you said they mean well. You said Orion kind of mean well in that, but it just play out half cocked.
Well, that's on the higher levels. That's on the higher levels. Ain't too many gonna understand that all bad work for the good. You know what I'm saying? They just basically trying to evolve man. They think they got a better way of evolving niggas than the other ones do. That's all. So it ain't really, like hate. They hate. But their methods is a little ruthless. Let's put it like that. Like, you gotta understand, they like this. If it ain't in your back, niggas know if it ain't in your backyard, y'all don't give a fuck. So we gonna put it in your backyard. That's how they think. You know what I'm saying? We let y'all on. We don't even mess with y'all. Y'all out here doing talking about black man, white man, and that y'all. Well, we gonna put it in your backyard. Y'all got this shit fucked up.
Damn.
But basically, you see it though. Orion footprint is the dumb shit you see. You know, the wild shit, the ready to fightness, the killing, the murders, the shit you see on the bus stops. You know, the person hollering and shit like that. That's all they dumb prints. You know what I'm saying? The person may be next to you that you don't understand. Y'all never ask yourself, why don't we get along? How is it possible that we can't really get along? What the fuck? We can't figure out what's wrong. And that is a distortion. And what they call distortion under the Iron Rod files, under the intergalactical talk, is a distortion. Is mean niggas got their signals crossed. Motherfuckers don't understand each other. You know, distortion, distorted. The shit is distorted. You can't really see it for what it is.
In Scientology, they got this shit called R6, and the concept of like how everybody kind of see their life as a movie. You know what I'm saying? When you think about R6 with the Orion subconscious, how does the Orion play out in the subconscious of the day-to-day person? You know what I'm saying? The way they think subconsciously, and like the type of influence do Orion got in the day-to-day things that I do subconsciously that I'm not aware of.
Reality shows, that's how it look.
Pornos too?
Nah, yeah, that, but reality show more so. The whole idea, the point of the dress, the look, they look like they're, every last one look like they're a stripper, you know what I'm saying? And the playful gayness of the niggas who supposed to be straight and shit like that, you know, that type of shit. Like the 9999, you know, it's like the faggot nigga, you know how fag is. Ooh, I got on mine, it's me, it's all about me, I'm so fabulous. That's that shit. And I played into the female is that she become more ignorant, you know what I'm saying? So it boosts her into more delusion, more of a world of delusion, where she forget that she want a nigga is just about, you know, her. So it looks like Rob. It looks like Rob and China Black. It look like that Kardashian dude, and that's what it look like. It look like some shit like that. So the Poemoe Act, what you saying under the Poemoe Act, Rob watch a lot of pornos. He's a water sign, so he's sitting there watching it, and she looks like one, so he's gone just off the act, not knowing like Joe. So you gonna put a baby in her, and not knowing right now that as soon as you put the baby in, she gonna leave your ass and eat you for all your bread. How can he not see this? This is fucking common sense, you know what I'm saying? But he's been
teaming up with a broad just under the Porno Act, just like, okay, she look good, so we're gonna be fucking, so we in a relationship just because the whole porno act, like the sex aspect.
Never supposed to let it go. He don't never let it go. He make a fan into the housewife. She was just supposed to stay a fan. She would have been cool as a fan. He could have just kept banging and he's been cool like he wanted. Got tired of it when it's about his way. Now that he tired of it, he made himself stuck with it. Because the reason he stuck with it, he had the baby. And he had the baby under the Orion Act because like that, he said to himself, I don't want nobody else to hit it. So that's where he fucked up at. So he gave that shit.
Damn. But then
because blueprint, yeah, that's what the pornos do. Is send niggas off. They make them marry motherfuckers they ain't supposed to be fucking with like that. And when I say marry, meaning have a baby bound, and you be like, what the fuck was he thinking? I mean, who else? There's another relationship like that. Was it Usher with the he married his hairdresser or some shit. The fuck was that about? Like a lot of them don't know all they have to do is just hit it and keep it as a friend. They can get along fine, They be going into some other shit with it.
Right.
Due to Orion, the blue ring, the palm, the blue ribbon, the R6. But yeah, it's really, you got to use your imagination with this, fam. You know what I'm saying? This is just a brief introduction into it. And Orion is an intergalactical entity that's under what they call Satan, in the ancient time sect. And they have controls of the powers that be for so goddamn long. You just study the people that's in power in the ranking system. Ask yourself, why would Tyler Perry give Joe Osteen $1 million? Ask yourself that. Before he would give it to the community and donate it to what the fuck happened, he would give it to him. These are rankings being exchanged. You know what I'm saying? I pledge my allegiance to you, like that. Right before your eyes. You know, Queen Elizabeth been around for a long ass time. Is that really a motherfucker? Is she, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Is the fuck a vampire we looking at? Or is that a robot?
So that's where I can see Orion for real. Then their agenda and they, like, especially in these times, like that's like how they just keep that thought carrying. You know what I'm saying?
And yeah, you never ask yourself, ain't this bitch supposed to be dead? You know what I'm saying? And you can look at them blue bloods, them the blue bloods, them the Nordics looking motherfuckers, you know, the tall, blue eyed looking motherfuckers, them the closest you gonna get to a puppet of Orion, you know, and you see them downtown, you know, that's the closest you gonna get. You can smell the motherfucker. When you smell like the wet dog, that's Orion nigga.
So ultimately, is when you talking about Amin Ra and Orion, you know what I'm saying? You were saying that like Orion was like the little brother or Amin like type shit or like what?
They're like brothers that like to fight each other. You know what I'm saying? So you go back to Asa and Set. That's basically what's going on. Asa and Set. Set believe his way to rule. Asa believe his way to rule. And let the game begin.
So they're not trying to kill each other. They're not at war with each other. They basically playing chess with humans type shit.
There you go. There you go. And so far, they got niggas out here fighting over Jordans in the middle of a hurricane. How do that look?
So you said
This shit is
Orion been took over.
hijack their mind. Hijack their mind. Their mind been hijacked. If you go from that frame, take that frame, go back to the 1960s and 70s, what do you see with a frame? We'll put them both of them frames up. That in 60s and 70s, what do you see?
What do you see?
Don't you see a big difference in people? How you go from this black power, black unity to this? Don't ain't the shit supposed to evolve into something greater? But how do it go from that to this? The nigga outside still in Jordans in a hurricane. What is that mind state? That's technology.
It's a program.
Thank you. The evolution of the black hood nigga been being tampered with. It got to be a program. How do we go from that to this without no interference?
Mind control.
Man, intergalactical type of shit, Joe. I'm talking about, I think the motherfuckers can jump out of niggas' bodies that you be sitting next to. You know what I'm saying? Be all type of shit. Females and shit, you know, they jump right in them. Be all type of shit, Joe.
Well, shit, that's what Avatar was about. They was putting a white dude inside a nigga, and the nigga was looked just like the blue people, but dude was really with the white people that was killing the whole motherfucking hood. But they was
man
beaming. You know what I'm talking about? Like,
you don't know who the enemy is. Put it like that. But it just, if you follow up on what we write and how we put it out there, you'll catch on. You know what I'm saying? Orion is just the group. The Dracons is like that's part of their clique. You know what I'm saying? Then you got the blue bloods, the blue blings. Then you got the what do we call it? We call it we speak about a lot of things in there, man. You just the key to getting there is unlocking your imagination. If you don't unlock your imagination, which is your Joseph, you ain't nothing happening. Ain't nothing happening. But once you unlock your imagination to grasp it, and then you'll see it in the earth. Come on, you gotta ask yourself how we go from baggy pants to skinny jeans with my drawers out. That's mind programming, G.
yeah.
I'm gonna give you a scenario. I'm sitting in the car. A man go take care of something. While he gonna take care of something, I'm hearing some gunshots. All of a sudden, I see some niggas running from a gangway towards me. Now, evidently, at that particular time, I realized somebody chasing these niggas with a gun, so that means he's shooting at them facing towards me, so I gotta make a quick decision. I jumped up the car, start running with the niggas, so now I'm in front of the niggas, and the niggas still chasing behind them, so now all of a sudden, just like that, I'm in a shootout with some thugs. Do you see how ill the motherfucking Orion is? You see the technology, how if they wanted to kill me, look how they got me in this situation. You just think about what I just told you. That's the shit they be on.
Yeah. All right, well, shit. I wanna we do a part two to this shit because we
Okay,
didn't even
just
go
a
through
brief.
the trances. We didn't even go through the you were saying about the hypnotic trances that they was doing and the channeling, and we also didn't talk about the language, about the cutoff between the language. You know what I'm saying, and also the you're saying the Vrills and the Germans and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I want to talk about that shit too, but I want to just give a quick introduction into Orion. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, we
And
gotta take our time with it. You know, it just gotta be blended in. You can't just, drop these motherfuckers' brains ain't. But they gonna learn. They'll see it. Whenever you see that blue beam, peep the blue blood's the blue gleam. I know Blau gave y'all a list of information to go Google, so go ahead, B.
yeah, that's in the other video. You know what I'm saying? You look that. It's gonna be another video, but yeah, shit. Now I just want to give a motherfucker brief introduction into the shit. We, you know what I'm saying? Do a part two because like we see this shit everywhere. You know what I'm saying? It's just motherfucker don't know what they looking at. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? So
Exactly. You gotta take your time with them, Joe. Straight up. Courtesy of Shadow Walkers, Joy. I stay up the block from the Shadow Walkers. They came down, gave me a mask. They wanted to see me like this, Joy. I said,
that
we
shit was
fuss with each
crazy.
other. We
That
chop it up, But they give me thank you niggas, you know what I'm saying? Gucci, I got you, Joe. I got you. That nigga had he let that dog shit on my line. I like how y'all did that nigga. Thanks, bro. I got you for that one. But go ahead, G. Yeah, this is Gucci. That's my nigga. That nigga got damn it 9 feet tall. Breath stinking like a motherfucker, Joe. But go ahead.
All right, shit. We gonna end this one here. Make sure you like Godspeed on Facebook. Sign up for Godspeed.community.com. Make sure you sign up for HeadX. Your boy K-blao HeadX with Poemoe. Shit, we out this bitch.